All right, let's dive right into one of the biggest algorithm shifts to ever hit Meta's ad platform. We're talking about a complete re-engineering of the entire system, and its code name is Andromeda.
So if you're running ads on Meta, this probably sounds familiar. Your costs are creeping up, campaigns that were absolutely killing it a month ago have just died. Performances are all over the place, since late 2024, it's just been chaos for a lot of us.
And here's what you really need to hear. It's probably not your fault. Your strategy isn't suddenly wrong. The entire game board has been flipped over. The old playbook, it's officially obsolete.
So what's behind all this? Let's put a name to it. The cause of all this disruption is a next-generation AI system that Meta has been rolling out. It's called Andromeda. Now, I want to be super clear. This is not some minor update. Andromeda is a fundamental rebuild of the ad delivery engine. You can think of it as a brand new brain for the whole system, and it's been rolling out and stabilizing all the way through mid-2025. It literally changes everything about how your ad finds its way to a user's feed.
So how does it work? Well, here's a good way to think about it. The old system might look at a few hundred potential ads to show someone. Andromeda? It scans thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of ads in a fraction of a second. It's kind of like an AI that has read every single book in the library, so its recommendation for what you should read next is just way, way better. It's all about real-time, personalized matchmaking on a scale we've never seen before.
Okay, so why would Meta go through all this trouble? Why such a massive change? Well, if you dig into their own engineering blogs, it all comes down to the user. Andromeda has already boosted overall ad quality by 8%. See, better ads mean happier users, and happier users stick around, which is great for Meta. And ultimately, it's great for advertisers who learn how to play by these new rules.
And that brings us to the single most important, most critical strategic shift you have to understand to win in this new world.
This right here, this is the new mantra. You need to get this tattooed on your brain. For years, we all obsessed over audience stacking and lookalikes and interest targeting. That's over. The Andromeda AI now looks at your creative, the image, the video, the copy, the tone, and uses those signals to go find the right people for you. The creative does the targeting.
This chart just lays it out perfectly. The old way, right? It was all about manual control, finding that one perfect ad. The new way is the exact opposite. You give the AI a broad audience, you feed it a whole library of different creative ideas, and you let the machine do the heavy lifting.
Okay, so we get the what and the why. So now let's get practical. Let's talk about the how, with a new and honestly a radically simpler playbook for how you structure your campaigns from now on.
I mean, look how simple this is. One campaign for each objective, with CBO switched on. Inside that campaign, you have just one single ad set with broad targeting. No more slicing and dicing audiences. And then, in that one ad set, you load it up with a ton of conceptually different creatives. We're talking 8, 15, even more. That's it. That's the whole setup. Now, that third step, having many creatives, that's where most people get tripped up. So let's get really specific about what diversity actually means to Andromeda's AI brain, because it's not what you think. First, let's be clear about what is not diversity. Making 10 versions of an ad where you just change the headline a little or swap the background color, that doesn't work anymore. The AI is smart enough to see those as basically the same ad. It just groups them all together, which totally limits your reach. If one of them fails, they all fail.
This is what the algorithm is hungry for, true conceptual diversity. Think about it. Each of these speaks to a totally different customer motivation. A founder story builds trust. A product demo answers feature questions. User-generated content gives you that crucial social proof. Each one is a totally unique signal that lets Andromeda unlock a different microsegment of your audience.
So, all of this requires a pretty tough but absolutely essential shift in how we think. It means moving away from that need to manually control everything and learning to trust this new automated system. So what does managing a campaign actually look like now? Well, day one, you launch with your big library of diverse creative. And then you wait. Seriously, you have to resist the urge to jump in and start pausing things. Give the algorithm a good 5 to 7 days to learn. Then you start analyzing, but at the campaign level, not the ad level. And from then on, your main job is just refreshing that creative library with new ideas every week or two.
This table really just sums it all up. Your focus shifts from testing audiences to testing creative. Your pacing goes from daily tweaks to weekly refreshes. Your goal isn't to find one perfect ad anymore, it's to build a whole library of winning ads. We're trading that old school control for new school speed and iteration.
And that right there brings us to the new competitive edge, the brands who are absolutely crushing it in the Andromeda era. They're not the ones with the most polished, perfect ads. They're the ones who can produce and test diverse creative concepts the fastest. It has become a volume game, and it's driven by a systematic, repeatable creative process.
So here's the bottom line. Andromeda rewards a totally new way of working. Yeah, the campaign structure is way simpler, but the demand on your creative strategy is way, way higher. So the real question you should be asking yourself isn't, how do I fix my targeting? It's, is my creative pipeline actually built to win in this new world?